Good evening. Ganesha says, release the obstacles. Let go of what no longer serves you. Don't see things as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. That when you are trying to push through something, stepping through a new doorway is giving you the opportunity for strength, courage, the awareness that new is not something to be feared. So many of us fear the unknown because we don't know it. And what we don't know, we don't know, right? I mean, it sounds so simple to say, but the reality is that we tend to fear the unknown. We tend to fear the unknown because, well, we've never known it before. And so here we are coming upon this new moon in Scorpio tomorrow morning at 6:42 a.m. Saturday, New York Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Florida. I'm in Clearwater, Florida. And intuitively, I look within myself to say, okay, what is this bringing up for me? Because when the new moon approaches, I start to think about seeding the intentions of what it is I want to grow, what it is I want to manifest in my life, right? And so I thought I would come on here and say thank you for having me in this amazing, beautiful journey, this group of wisdom, intuitive, tapping into, and the synchronicity that we are connected to all that is, right? This is divine dance of the cosmos. We are the goddesses, the gods. We're walking in this human form, allowing us to be expressions of this divine, this higher source, this being, this creation, God, whatever it is you call it, right? We are all one. The energies, they move, they flow, they're meant to stay in motion, right? Energy and motion must stay in motion, right? Emotions are expressions of energy and motion, right? And so my name is Lana. I live in Clearwater, Florida. And I personally just absolutely love everything about life. I'm here to spread love, uplift, support, inspire, and empower one another through inspired living is my motto. I figure if I personally show up for me, if I go within, I no longer go without, but I spread love from my essence, my beingness, my ability to tap into my body's wisdom, to breathe in this amazing prana, this life force, this energy that nurtures, sustains, and maintains me. And that if I am in my true self and expressing that essence and radiance, the grace and ease that I dance through life with, right? I love to dance, right? I know I was a ballerina in another life. I've dreamt that before, right? And so we need to embrace every aspect of ourselves. Mind, body, and soul connection. Thank you, Aubrey. I love you too, sister. By embracing who we are, the dark, the light, we become whole. We integrate. We embrace every aspect, every experience, not as good, not as bad, but just as it is. Because they're just expressions of our soul that came here to live through this human incarnation. An expression of the divine, an expression of source. Just one. And the beauty is that as this one source, we ripple out everything that we do for ourselves. And there's this awesomeness of collective that we're all expressing uniquely one individual aspect of a bigger source, of the whole source, of the oneness that we all are a part of. Gods and goddesses traversing this life together. We can dance. We can embrace one another, but the resistance is futile, and that is where the suffering comes in, right? When I don't accept you for who you are and where you are upon your journey, I don't accept an aspect of myself. And that's the irony that we need to go within and embrace everything we supposedly dislike or embarrassed by about ourselves in order to embrace everything else about ourselves. If I've had a tragedy in my life, if I've had a trauma, I need to love that aspect of myself just as much as all of my gifts, strengths. It's all encompassing of who I am, the expression of this being, this soul. And by doing that, I actually give others permission to do exactly the same thing, don't I? That if I stand here and I say, I love everything about myself, that no matter what has happened in my life, my inner child can come out and play. Because my inner child, I know from my personal experience, has felt abandoned, has felt rejection, has felt pain, heartbreak, trauma, turmoil, abuse, mental, emotional, and physical. I've been beaten. I've beaten. I've been raped, and I've raped. Part of these experiences that I've encountered, have all just simply been, and I had to come to a term with myself to embrace that every aspect of that doesn't dictate who I am, but the experiences I partook in. That was just energy moving. It's not going to dictate how I live unless I hold on to it and resist it and push it away or suppress it. That if I embrace it and say, okay, you know what? I am perfect right here, right now. I am here right now in this. And that when I embrace and remind myself, and this is a stance I like to take. I like to place my right hand on my belly and my left on my heart. And to close my eyes and breathe deep into my pelvic floor. And really feel the breath filling up all of my body and enlivening all of my cells. And the essence of that breath filling all of my organs, my tissues, my bloodstream, my nervous system, and re-enlivening me, and reminding myself to tap in and speak to my inner child and remind myself how much I love you and I'm here for you. I'm never going to let anything bad happen to you, and that what has happened in the past does not dictate who I am nor my worth, right? By embracing, reminding yourself that you yourself are still just as innocent as that young inner child. And that inner child came here to also teach you the wisdom that you came in and remind you of the grace and the beauty that you are. And how much life is really meant to be enjoy. Enjoy so that you enjoy it. To really feel fully the essence of every sense. You know, there's a word that I think that we all need to embrace more of. It's the word sensual. People think in terms of sensual, they equate it to sexual. Now, there's nothing wrong with sexual. There's nothing wrong with sensual if you want to equate them together. But ultimately, what sensuality is embracing, enlivening, and feeling fully each of your senses. Everything from your taste and your touch, and your hearing and your sight, right? Your smell, your taste, all of this. And also your intuition, which is the into me I see, it's intimacy. Sensuality is embracing every experience, every encounter fully with all of your senses enlivened, right? Sensuality in itself is not sex, it's not the act of it. It's not sexuality. Sexuality is really this creation, this kundalini energy. Does not mean to be the physical aspect of having to have intercourse. Sexuality, creativity, right? That we tend to forget that we've been so desensitized by the externals, the media, what we see, the propaganda, that sex is bad in religion, right? but we want you to procreate. So it's like this taboo, this push-pull. You should, no, you shouldn't. Which causes all this turmoil and conflict within our mind. And how can we embrace who we are fully if we're rejecting it at the same time? So there's always going to be this divine dance, right? And the divine dance is that we're swinging on a pendulum. And that pendulum swings from one extreme to the other. And as you swing along the pendulum, you have to remind yourself, one extreme is the resistance of the other extreme. But when you come straight back to center, and you ground yourself and become present in the moment, when you come present in the moment, and you're no longer to one extreme of whatever the polarities are that you're playing and dancing with, that is emerging a marriage, a union, a divine union that eliminates the polarities, eliminates the extremes, and the pendulum swinging. Neutrality brings everything back to wholeness. And wholeness is an acceptance of both the dark and the light. It's an integration that creation is just what it is, perfect, divine, love. Isn't that what we all aspire? But yet feel the resistance, right? So when you come into this center point, this neutrality, embracing where we're at right here, right now, being present in the moment, we become gifted with this blessing of awareness, that breathing, okay, where am I? I'm right here, right now in this. I'm here in this moment. And when you stay present, the gift is that it creates a moment, and the moment, and a moment, creating momentum, right? So often it's easy to get caught up in the need to do this next. But if you can create this moment to moment, being present in every aspect, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your breath. See, when you tap into your breath, when you master your breath, you can master the mind. And when you master the mind, you can master your life. So awareness is key, and you have to be engaged in both for it all to unfold in such a way that it serves you in your growth, right? This is my personal experience that I'm sharing with you. I'm really excited because we have this new moon tomorrow morning. And I start every day with my meditation. I teach yoga. I teach Hatha Vinyasa, but my biggest focus and practice over the years has been teaching and also my own personal practice of Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. And he brought amazing teachings to the U.S. And it's really helped me heal from the inside out more than anything else could ever. And so many times I think, wow, I used to think it was just about the food, and I used to think it was all about I have to do things to fix myself. But you know what? When I kept on thinking I had to fix or heal myself, I realized I'm not broken. I'm completely whole. It's just the integration of all the parts of me that are the most important for me to be one with all that is, to be whole, to be present. There is no such thing as healing unless you're really fixated on it, because we're already perfect the way we are. It's just an acceptance. It's a mindset. It's bringing it back to awareness of what is going on up here. For me, I've had to learn to tap into my body's wisdom, because I learned that I had to feel fully, even those things that I had suppressed and pushed away and didn't want to feel. The more I embraced them, the less pain, the less tension, the less resistance I felt within my own life and the way it was unfolding. That why was it so difficult for me to have such joy in my life that I claimed to desire? But it was because of all that I just explained, that when you're in this pendulum dance, this swinging, and you're constantly going, oh, that's good. Oh, that's not so good. That's bad. When you're constantly having a label You choose this direction or that, and you're resisting the other. So when you come back to your center point, this is your power point. This is a power stance. Take back your personal power. Step back into your truth of who you are, the essence of your soul, of who you came here to be in this life. That, again, you have a gift. And anything you claim to have been through in your life, the obstacles, the challenges, the oh my gosh, that was hard, the victimhood, whatever your story. Number one, you can always rewrite your story. But number two, the most important, whatever it is you've experienced in this life is your gift for you to share with the world. So when you step into owning all of it and accepting it and just integrating it and going, wow, you know what? That's a good part of me. It wasn't a bad part of me. And I use the word good, but it's all just perfectly as it is. You are perfectly where you're at. You're perfectly who you are. Perfection is this mental construct that we have come up with that's totally unattainable most of the times. We have a vision. We want things to look a certain way, but we rarely just say, surprise me, because most of the times the surprise is better than we could ever imagine. So when I start my day, I set an intention. My intention is align with the flow of my soul. I want to connect and allow my soul to guide me through the day. Show me. I connect to my highest divine sacred self, to source, to all that is, the universe, God, all of what it is that I resonate with. And I say, show me what you got that's bigger, better, and more amazing than I could ever want, wish, or desire in this life. Bring it on. And my prayer is that I may serve to my highest capacity and ability to uplift, inspire, and support all of these beautiful people in the world through my own inspired living. Let me be me from the soul level. Let my soul radiate. Let it, the essence of me, uplift and just beam out. And that others around me will also be gifted a gleaning into, an insight into their own beauty, their own expression of perfection. Perfection's nothing but something we made up here. And all it does is cause you to have these constant pushes outside of what is really just there already. When we see someone, we think, oh my gosh, I wish I were like that. You wouldn't recognize it if it didn't already exist within you, right? Because it all exists within us. It's a mirror of us. Even the stuff that we think, I don't want to be like that. It's just another aspect. So we have to embrace it all fully. And full moons are great times for release. And new moons are for seeding the intentions of what it is you want to. What do I want to grow? What is it I want to set in motion now? What is it I can become if I emerge from my chrysalis? Because just like the butterfly, we're all emerging and transforming at all times, right? We're always constantly evolving, growing. Energy is constantly in motion. Change is always happening. It's just we don't see it all the time. I'm changing all the time as I move, right? And that's the beauty. Change is beautiful. But change is like death for many people, and they don't realize that change signifies the unknown a lot, right? Thank you. I appreciate all of your beautiful comments. I'm just feeling this flow, and I really love to just get on and just share what streams through. For myself today especially, I was reflecting about how hard we can be on our own selves, and that this mind, is it a trickster? It can be so busy that it beats us up inside. People don't see within what's going on what's going on within us. And they can't read minds. You can feel something's not right or feel something's good, but nobody really knows the tangibility of what's going on. You can feel the discomfort, but that doesn't dictate what it really is for the individual. We are all so unique. We all have different expressions. And so with this new moon tomorrow in Scorpio, rebirth. And I think it's a beautiful opportunity for all of us to take accountability and take a time, a moment to reflect upon these past 6 months, because we have these cycles, right? And see what it is that's unfolded so far and how it is you want to proceed now for the next cycle. What is it you want to grow in your life? What are you going to plant for seeds? I'm a huge journaler. I love to write. I take notes on my iPhone. I write things. And when I write, I find more insight the more I write. When I do my morning meditation and my practice, stuff just comes in. I'm like, wow. And as I continue, I'm like, okay, this is what was meant to come in for me today. And even for my dreams at night, they always signify something for the next morning or something that's unfolding in my life. And I find that exciting. Is there anybody else out there that gets excited, number one, to go to bed and excited to get up and wake up and, ooh, what was that dream? And, oh my gosh, and then the signs. Like when I step outside of my house, do you pay attention to the animals that show up in your life, the animal totems? When I see an animal, the first thing I want to do is go, ooh, I look it up to remind myself, what is the message that is being sent to me by Spirit? Because animals are always telling you something. I have a sweet little puppy who reminds me to take a moment and pause so that I give him attention. And when I give him attention, that's actually for me, and I know that. And so I'm exceptionally grateful to the animals because they remind us to be present in the moment. Oh, see what I mean? We have a little sweet somebody wants to say he's sorry. Somebody was rolling around in some poopies today. He's super sweet. Say hello to Buddy. I know you're a good boy. You are a love bug. You are a sweetie poof. I know you are. And I know that you were picking up. See, animals will tell you about the changes in the moon cycles. They will remind you. He also likes to say thank you for feeding me because I just fed him before I started. You are such a little sweetie poo. Yeah, I know. You just smell like wet dog right now. You don't smell as poopy as you did earlier. But you're a good boy. I know you want some love. I know you do. Can you go lay down in your bed? Come on. But thank you for reminding me because you heard me talking. Come on, out of the kitchen. So pardon my little buddy. You can lay down right there. Good boy. Down. Go lay down. And this is the beauty of animals. They're always mirroring what's going on in you and around you. They will tell you if you pay attention to the signs are always there. But do you actually tap in and tune in and pay attention to the point where you actually stop and take stock and become present in the moment? Okay, what was this telling me? I'm thinking he probably has to go outside. And it's beautiful because this is what happens, is life is constantly talking to us. It's just, how present are we? Are we present with an animal that's telling you, take a break, breathe, relax, be present with me? Because that's presence with yourself. Just like when I step out the door, and sometimes, this is one of my biggest signs, the crows. The crows are very territorial, but they're very instinctual and very intuitive. They have this sight that is amazing, that they can see, pinpoint detail, right? Very intuitive, very aware, right? And the other ones are the cranes or the white. I get a lot of white birds around me, which is very spiritual, obviously. Or frogs. Frogs that fully rely on God. I see numbers all the time. Right now, 7:09 on my clock. 7 and 9 equals 7. So I would look up the number 7, right? I see 1s a lot, 1111. Anybody else out there? 5s, transformation. Spiritual gateways. 8, infinity, right? It's all these little things. It's just what's happening in the moment and how present are you? Are you going to tune in and pay attention and take journaling notes and just pause a moment and maybe just look, oh, that's what it's telling me. And that seems perfectly aligned with what I'm going through at this moment. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful insights are always available to us, but the question is if we're available for them. Are we allowing in that which we want to and claim to want to experience? Most of the times we're pushing it away and we're resisting it. And when we push it away and resist it, it's just like we're resisting that which is being gifted to us to begin with. You know, I try to remind myself when we breathe fully, we don't think about it because it's so easily given to us. Now, inspiration, in spirit, respire, to breathe, respirare in Italian, in Latin, respire. When we take in this breath, we're really being breathed into as well. It's not just us doing it, it's being done for us, to us, through us, in us. That's the spirit within and all, in all that is. So here's the spirit. And when I breathe in, I'm breathing in what you exhaled. And what you exhale, I'm breathing in is also exchange of that spirit. And you breathe in what I have exhaled. At some point, again, that's how we're all connected. We never just go right into the deep recesses of what is really happening under the surface. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but we feel it, we sense it, right? Those senses, the sensuality of life. Are we tapping into our body's wisdom? Are we fully engaging ourselves in all that we do throughout the course of the day? If you could just set one intention in the day, right? Oh, isn't that beautiful, Gemma? That the plants are providing us all that we need to nourish. Breatharians, they don't even have to eat. We don't have to eat. It's just that we sometimes chose here to come here and enjoy food. I love to eat. Will I become a breatharian? I'm not going to say never, because I don't believe in limiting myself. And I also believe in the power of manifestation, that when you say I will not, that the universe only hears the I will, and the not is a negation, because the energy is there toward whatever is following that. See, the irony is where attention goes, energy flows. So often when you ask somebody what they want in life, they will tell you everything they don't want, and then wonder why they're attracting that. The power of manifestation lies within where your attention is going, because the energy is flowing in that direction. What shows up to you is showing you what you're showing up with. It's a reflection of the inner side of you. If you're experiencing something that you don't want to experience, you need to shift your focus more toward being grateful for that which you are already experiencing, that you enjoy. Be present in the moment. Be grateful for what you have that you want more of. Breathe in and express, right? Breath. Be grateful for the simplicity of being able to breathe, because without the breath, we wouldn't exist. It's such a blessing, yet it's the one thing we take the most granted for. And most people aren't even breathing fully into their life. Sometimes we have to be reminded to breathe back in the life force. Breathe back in that which nourishes, sustains, and maintains us. And when we tap into that breath, again, I'm going to say, when you master your breath, you can master the mind, because it makes you more attentive and aware of what's going on up here. When you fully breathe in to the deepest recesses of your body, into all of your cells, re-enlivening it, so that you can sensually move through life with this graceful dance, right? It's so amazing. It's so enlivening to really just tune in to what's happening in this moment and create that momentum for yourself. Allow those moments to unfold and not think about it all the time, but just be with it. Be here now in this. And maybe just remind yourself to set an intention for the day that I am going to be in all of my senses equally, sensually aware and present. Feel it, taste it, touch it, smell it, see it, hear it. It's kind of like when you sit down and you want to eat. Take a moment to really fully be grateful. Bless your food. Bless all that made it possible for it to arrive at your table and sitting in front of you. Breathe in and smell it. Really sit with it. Because when you do that, you're infusing that love, that moment, the prana, the awareness of being right there in that present moment. You're infusing it. You're lifting the vibration internally and also for what's about to nourish your physical body. And then just slowly take up that first bite, smelling it, slowly placing it into your mouth, feeling it with all of your tongue and moving it around and feeling the textures, sensing the flavors, chewing it, chewing it, chewing it. Chew your food until it's like water. Really feel the differences, because what happens is the enzymes, the saliva in your mouth will enliven, will change the flavor. It will sweeten the food as you chew it. And as you chew it, and then slowly, as you swallow it, feeling that transition, feeling it as it goes down in through your body, and your body just takes it in such a way that it's like, again, this is the sensuality and being present in all that is happening in the moment. And food is like the easiest way to bring those all together and to really take your time and be aware and engaged in the experience that is happening in that moment. So we can easily use that as the simplest way to engage and enliven and really feel sensually all 5 of your senses. And then even tap into the subtlest intuitive sense that says, ooh, I can feel the shift in the vibration of my body through this food, because now I've truly become a part of the experience, not just gone through motions, not just gobbled down something and then felt stuck. You know, it's really sad. There's a lot of people constantly on the go, and when you see them, you realize they're not getting the proper nourishment. The proper nourishment isn't just from the type of food or what you're eating, as much as it is for you to be in the whole experience. That's nurturing the mind, body, and soul, not just the mind because I feel like I have to eat, or the body because the body's supposed to have something to eat because it has to be sustained, but the soul, because that's why you came here, to have that experience in that moment and to be fully present with it and to be in it. So it's a great opportunity the next time, if this what I'm speaking resonates with you, to really just sit with that and go, wow, I'm going to try that. Do it with one bite. Do it with whatever you eat this evening. Really, really, for the really, reallys, enjoy it. Be with it. Sit with it. And then we have this new moon tomorrow. And because we're coming up on it, you can sit with what is it you're releasing that you're going to allow yourself to embrace and receive in this next cycle. What is it that your intentions will be? I don't normally have a huge ritual, but I am tomorrow. I have my sage all ready. It's also kind of dropping off some of the old pieces from before. I will sage my home, and I like to chant mantra. I use Kundalini mantra. Sometimes I'll put music on. And it's the saging of my home is to release anything that has already served its purpose in my life, which is already served in my space, because now I'm opening it up by releasing that old so that the new can be seated and unfold and come in, because now I'm setting that intention and creating the space and releasing. And just a small little ritual. I will sage. I have several of my Ganeshas. Although I've heard stories that you should only have one Ganesha in your house. This was a gift. And then I have another that I brought back from India years ago that faces my door. So having him face your door is also to keep any type of resisting obstacles or anything to enter your home, right? Because they say in India that Ganesha is the first one, the main deity that everyone prays to, because in order to receive any of the abundance of life that you wish to receive, you have to release and be open to, and he provides that doorway through any obstacle that you may feel is in your way, right? I have another favorite, and this is Palo Santo. It comes from a tree. Has the most amazing scent that I like to go through afterward, so that it creates this other vibration, this beautiful uplifting vibration, that what is coming in has that perfect synergy. And see, just speaking the intentions out loud sometimes, you can even sense what's coming in. And that's the beauty in that when you're tapping into what's going on into your life and being present in the moment, it gives me chills. I don't know about anybody else. I'd love to hear all of your experiences if you feel so inclined to share, because for me this is a passion of mine and it gets me excited, and I really enjoy these types of conversations. Yeah. Oh, how beautiful, Mercedes. I love that you're burning it right now. Isn't that the most divine scent ever? What are you burning it with or for? Or are you setting your space already? Or is it part of your daily practice? Sometimes I do that for my own daily practice, is I'll use the Palo Santo because I just feel I need a boost. And it's very sacred down in South America, Brazil. Just like in India, sage is very sacred, right? That is beautiful. I'd love to hear more about that. Thank you, Louise. Namaste. And we also say Satnam in Kundalini Yoga, which is Namaste as well. It's the truth within, right? I bow to the truth within you. Oh, I love that. With your children too. Oh, that's beautiful. What a beautiful share that you have. Ooh, and I bet, for me, when I was younger, my mother used to burn incense in the house and never thought anything of it. She wasn't like I am. She wasn't super into any spiritual practices. It was just something she did to cleanse this, to give that scent, actually. I think my mother used it more for the smells that were like, ooh, I like the smell of this. And then a lot of people do that. They'll burn incense with no intention behind it, just because they like the smell. And they don't realize they're actually clearing space, because there's been numerous, because science has to prove things, we just know them. But funny how that is. Some people feel more comfortable when they know science has approved something than just regular intimacy. Into me I see, intuition, right? That's the true intimacy, is intuition. Into me I see. Oh, see, we have a lot in common here, and I knew I was going to love this. I knew I was going to love this space, this forum. This is really sweet and really sacred, and I'm grateful to be connected with every single one of you. That's just made my night even that much more special, because I didn't know if anybody was going to tune in. I just took a leap of faith, right? And that's what it's all about, taking a leap of faith. having the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and to be vulnerable and exercise your courage muscle, the more you do something that is not in your normal routine, did you know the body, it secretes these happy hormones. It's amazing. The oxytocin, you know, when you hug someone, they say you should hug someone for at least 30 seconds to truly connect heart to heart too, but also because both of you are benefiting, and it actually keeps you youthful and young, and it's healing and uplifting, and it's the vibration that even if you're having a discord with somebody, stop and breathe and hug, right? Hugging is like my favorite thing to do. If I didn't get anything else, just give me a hug. I like hugs. I'm huggable, right? Don't we all like hugs? Hugs and cuddles? Yeah. Oh, I love it, Cricket. That's beautiful. I love it. And I'm a crystal and a stone lover. I got my mojo bags, and I've got amethyst geodes, and I love my citrine. And if you couldn't tell, I really love Larimar, which is dolphin energy. And I'm even wearing a bracelet that's called a Kuala Awala, which is high in vibration of dolphin energy. This other one is Thoth. For those of you who know anything about the different, there's Ascended Masters and angels and all these amazing deities and gods and goddesses, right? And this other one is Healthy Am I, Happy Am I, Holy Am I? It's a James Van Praagh intention bracelet. I have a wonderful lady that makes all of these bracelets, and she infuses them with the energies. And I have probably somewhere between 13 and 15, and I've gifted them to friends as well. Yeah, and I've got some beautiful incense that I brought back from India that I've bought over the years. And yeah, I love sensual, right? I like to engage my senses. And more so since I've gotten older, and the wiser I feel I'm getting, the way I feel. Because I find that the more I engage my senses fully, the more enlivened I feel. I'm really truly living in the moment. I really feel like I'm participating in my life. Are we even doing that? How many of us take a moment to step back and ask, am I fully living in the moment right here, right now? If you're not feeling things fully, how could you truly ever be engaged in the moment, right? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate these beautiful comments. Aww. So, tourmaline, labradorite moonstone. Ah, yes, aromatherapy. Taking a bath, an Epsom salt bath, to clear yourself, to also relax yourself because of the magnesium. And infusing it with some essential oils, that's always nice too. I love to make my own blends. So I'll tell you what. So Thoth is I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, I'm many things, you know. Nothing that I could say. I'm an artist, I'm a creator, I'm a dancer, I'm a healer, I'm a lover of life. I mean, I could give myself so many titles, but ultimately I just am who I am. It's just expressions of my soul. And for me, Thoth, for example, he supports me in a lot of my expression and to bring things out that are inside of me, right? So sometimes in the mornings I just feel, okay, what color is resonating with me? What stones, what necklaces? This piece here, for example, is a John of God blessed necklace I've had for many years. And so down in Brazil, this beautiful man, John of God, they call him. A lot of people have traveled to see him, a lot of healings he's facilitated, right? And I get a lot of people really drawn to this necklace. I know it's not as clear to see because normally it's a little bit more visible depending on what I'm wearing. But this is a very healing necklace, and I get a lot of compliments on it. And when I first bought it, and it's powerful, it radiates out like football fields, is what I was told. When people see it, they're like, in the beginning, that set me off a little bit because I was like, whoa, you have to be very discerning and allowing people into your space, right? People will just be drawn and they don't have boundaries, or, it's, again, it's what I said earlier. We see things in others that are within us. And so sometimes even these stones or bracelets or rings or jewels and such are really bringing people closer to themselves. They don't even realize that. So you're uplifting others just by, again, sharing the essence of who you are that brings out who they are. It's inspiring through inspired living, right? So I love Thoth because when I need to write, when I need some insight or some assistance and expression, Thoth is amazing for that. Aquala Walla, again, a healer. It's the dolphin energy, right? Look at these beautiful colors. And they like to dance with each other, right? The energies, they dance with each other. I think that for me, Thoth seems to turn this lilac, this lavender, and it actually is kind of a smoky stone. But when I wear it, it just seems to turn in these purples. I love purple, can you tell? And Aquala Walla, again, the Larimar, it's for me, I resonate with the ocean. I resonate with being close to the sea and the dolphins especially. Because to me, they're such a spiritual animal. How graceful and beautiful they are in the water. And I love when I can get in the water. And that's why I have to live near the water. And I live in Clearwater, Florida, so I'm right near the beach. And anytime I get in the water, it's just that, again, sensuality of feeling the movement within myself and around myself. And it feels so fluid and graceful, right? And I feel more enlivened because I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it fully, right? But we don't always do that in life. Sometimes we're caught off guard and stuck in the past or in the future. So a good way to check where you are, and I teach this in my yoga, is to stand upright and notice where your head is. Are you centered? Ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. If your head is forward, for every inch your head is jutted forward, you're putting 10 pounds of pressure back here. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And it's a lot of weight on your shoulders to be stuck in the future, in something that doesn't exist yet. And that's what it's telling you. Your head, your mind, is caught up in what's going to happen next. You're not present in the moment. When your ears are over your shoulders are over your hips, when your head is neutral, that shows you're being present, more present. When your head is jutted back, you're resisting anything in the present, you're resisting anything in the future, and you're stuck in the past. And how can you live when you're stuck way back here? Or just something to think about. These are Swarovski crystals. And these are just fun. And I have many actually, like I said. But these are the 3 I'm wearing today. The Healthy Am I, Happy Am I, Holy Am I, James Van Praagh. So the affirmation you will say with this one, healthy am I, happy am I, holy am I, healthy am I, happy am I, holy am I, healthy am I, happy am I, holy am I. And so it is. Healthy am I, happy am I, holy am I am. Right? Most of the times we really don't stop and take stock of that. Again, we're perfectly where we're at any moment in time. The question is whether you are present in the moment. I am fully here right now in this. It's a good way to remind yourself to be present with whatever's happening and to just embrace whatever it is happening that you may be resisting any other time. And then I have traveled many places, and one of my favorite places to go is Greece. And so I have the Greek eye, to ward off. They say it's the protective eye to protect you from any evil or the evil eye. But I just see it as being watched over. I was raised Catholic. I know a very strong connection to Mother Mary and Jesus, but I also have a strong connection to my own personal guides and angels, and I just know my ancestors watch over me, and to me, I embrace and I'm grateful for that every day, right? And the beauty is, in this life, we all resonate with something, and we don't have to agree or impose, or we don't even have to share that with anybody. That's something sacred, very, very powerful in its own right, to just embrace and know that you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. What somebody thinks of you is none of your business. That you have no need to validate what you do to another person. Just be you. I made this. You be you. Unapologetically, raw and real. Just you be you. Inspired by being you. Just be you. Showing up and being you gives others permission to do the same for themselves. And those other people, they're going to grow because you're setting out a ripple, right? You are the drop. You're not just the drop in the ocean. You are the ocean. Each and every one of us. So what makes us whole is we, again, are connected. We just see the contrast. We see physical forms because the eye of the human has been we've all agreed upon it in this life that this is a spoon, and I see it the same way you see it, maybe with a different experience, but for some strange reason we agreed that it would look like we see it the same. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing when you really stop and think about it. How deep it can go if you allow it. What else do I have? Oh my gosh, I have so many other stones, and I could just go all night long. Very easy for me to just talk in this space because it makes me feel even more peaceful and present, and I really enjoy these kinds of shares. This is a really cool piece that when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. This is smoky quartz with many inclusions in it. Many different stones as a part of it, right? So we have what I believe is possibly a Merkabite. There's some pyrite on the side. I have pieces of tourmaline, black tourmaline in there. It's a very grounding stone, and it's good for cleansing any energies that are not, let's call it kind of like it clears the smoke. It takes away the stagnation. It lets the energy flow. It captures anything that doesn't serve. And so when I'm setting my intention tomorrow, I'm allowing things to go out and cleanse this stone as well. That I believe in the power of mental intention. That, I wouldn't even need to sage if I really want to speak about it. But it's just going to be the joy that I'm going to bring to that process tomorrow that is truly going to open it up that much more. If I had to get one crystal or stone, what would it be? Oh, I didn't bring the one I wanted to. I would definitely, you know what? There's a few, and I'll give you a couple tips from my personal experience. 3 stones come to mind immediately when you ask that. So this may be what you need. Quartz crystal is the very first one because that's the purest of them, in my opinion, and it might be what you're asking and maybe needing. The second one I would say that popped in for me, for you, amethyst, because that's a very high vibration. Actually, everything I'm going to tell you is a nice high vibration, but it's gentle. And it'll connect you up into your intuition more too. I love amethyst. It's one of my favorites. I have a beautiful, strong, tall geode in my bedroom next to my bed. And the third one, rose quartz. A heart healer, unconditional love, self-love. That might be the one you really need. Isn't that beautiful? There's so much out there, and it's just the question of just holding the stone. And a lot of times you can just hold the stone and just be like, what is it I need? And see if something drops in, and see how your body shifts and feels. And this one for me right now, I feel completely rooted into the earth. I feel strong in my personal power. I feel I'm right here, right now. But I feel like this bright light radiating out, standing strong for others, is the message I feel. And allow yourself to witness what is going on within you, because others will see the pure essence that you are when you allow yourself to just be, instead of trying to be anything but what you came here for. It's so much better to just be you. There you go. Trying to get the best inner you, closer to your spirit and guides. Definitely. All three of those stones, very powerful for that. Amethyst is, actually the three of them, if you really think about it, they're going to be upper. Heart, amethyst. So you have the rose quartz, the amethyst, and that crystal, the clear quartz, is going to take all. It's going to encompass it all. So it's going to bring your heart back in your head. It's going to bridge that gap so that you can embrace and allow the head to soften and connect into the heart, and allow the heart to speak through. And you know, that's a beautiful intention if it resonates with you as well. That if I could wish for everybody to pause and notice what is going on in your mind, if you're coming from your mind, your ego, or if you're coming from your heart. Like when you walk into a room and you're going to engage with other people, check yourself and ask, am I going to be coming from my heart, or am I going to be coming from my head? Because what happens is the head can be so strong-willed and your ego can be so strong that you lose sight of the heart. And the heart will allow the head to take control, but you feel the resistance when you feel the pain of whatever transpires when that ego is too strong. And so to bring in balance, to bridge the gap, I like the rainbow bridge, the rainbow connection, right? Is we need to bring the heart and the head into harmony with one another, and allow that mind to just witness that the heart really knows and feels. That emotion technically comes from the mind. It doesn't come from the heart. Because the mind has these restrictions. It has these parameters that must be met to be perfection. And that when you feel emotion, it's simply a trigger of something that it's upset that didn't go its way. Because the heart sees love. It sees perfection in all. The heart doesn't see fault. It sees love. And there is nothing but love. And we are all love, right? What stones do I take when I go out into the busy world? That's a beautiful question. Thank you, Dilatrice. Beautiful name. Yeah. When I travel, I have a little mojo bag. I should have brought that in here. I don't know why I didn't. But I have they're smaller stones. I also, like I said, these are my staples. I'm always wearing these rings. These are just, and I'll share this with you. So this particular Larimar was my first Larimar piece. And for me, Mother Mary is in there. I don't know if you can see her, but she's wearing the veil. And then underneath her, or actually at an angle, part of her cloak, I don't know if you can see that as well as I'm. Part of her cloak becomes a heart, right? I love selenite. Selenites, that will clear anything. I don't put these on selenite because I don't want to clear out the intentions that they were set. That's how strong selenite is. If you get a selenite wand, you can actually use it to clear all of your chakras. You can use it to clear your body. I actually drive with a large wand. It's about this big under my seat when I drive in my car for protection. Now, mind you, I have had car accidents, but I've always been protected in them. So, isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? You know, what you can see in your own stones. This other Larimar has many layers, and it's different variations in the colors. And of course, you can see the heart and the pink, right? The corally color. Yeah. That's awesome. So everything to me has significance, and I'm just blessed and grateful for what I have in my life. The other stones that I bring out into the world when I travel, for example, or when I'm in a busy environment, just depend on how my day starts out and how I tap within and say, okay, what am I feeling that I need today? Again, I go by color. So today it was all about turquoise. I knew I was going for these turquoisey colors, that it was going to bring me more fluidity. And also the throat chakra and the heart, because it's more that connection to these two areas. And so when you speak, always try to tap into your personal powers at your navel point. So when you speak and you want to come from that expression, always come from the navel point. That's your power, personal power. Come up through the heart so that it extends out from a place of love, setting an intention that the words that you speak will come up through in such a way that it's from your personal power in a loving way, right? Not too often do we stop and take stock of how things are coming out of our mouth. More often than anything, we just blurt them out. When the most important thing we can do is take a deep breath, relax, and just dance with the energies. And don't react, but take time to respond. Pause. I know I may be very calm in this right now, but I also have a very active mind. And my lifestyle has gone from extremely busy, being prior military, to being much more relaxed and in a space of reflection more than anything before. Purple's my favorite color. Purple, yeah, baby. I am all about the purple. Purple and greens, right? Love, love, love. Like I said, amethyst is one of my favorites. I have a pin that was my grandmother's that I love, and it's an amethyst stone. I love purple. Yes. Very beautiful. And so I think I'm just going to leave you all here. And just one last little thing. This is the Tree of Life. I have it in a plastic protector just because I wanted to keep it nice and clean. I know labradorite's labradorite I have. This is Larimar. I have labradorite. I brought a necklace from a Turkish man when I was in Nicaragua for my first teacher training in 2011. He wove the holding, the these are settings, but the setting for this is from this particular type of woven material, and it's braided. It's so beautiful, and it's a good size labradorite, right? And I just thought it was so beautifully made. And I didn't even think about the labradorite in the stone sense as much as just the way it was embraced by these beautiful threads. So I appreciate all of you. I have a puppy that now wants to go outside. He's coming in to lick my feet. Hey baby, hey buddy, you go outside. Have an amazing evening. Set intentions and seed what it is you want to manifest in this next cycle. I love you all. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for this forum. Thank you to the administrators. I truly appreciate you, and I look forward to more shares and getting to know all of you and reading what you have, and maybe somebody else will do what I've just done now and go live, and I want to get to know you all. So have an amazing evening. Many blessings. Be well.